asking, if you're Canadian, can we see your beaver? There it is.
Ooh, Mr. Canadian. Mr. Canuck. Where's your pet beaver?
Right here. This is my beaver. Well, it's my beaver pelt anyway. It was gifted to me. Anyway, today is not about beaver pelts. Today is not about blank white pieces of cardboard. Today is about mail. Mail. We actually got two interesting things in the mail. A box, which yes, I'm sorry I opened. I had to do it. But then secondly, woohoo! Rotor Drones magazine. For those of you who don't subscribe to it, I like it. It's pretty good. It's kind of expensive, but then I guess all magazines are these days. But the nice thing is there's not as much advertising as there are in some magazines. It's more article heavy. Anyway, I like it. It came in today. I'm happy. Okay, so, oh, mail time. So exciting. So exciting. What could it be? What could it be? Oh my gosh! It's the Cima X23 4-channel remote control quadcopter. I think I just drooled. Oh my god. Alright, the X23. Yeah, nice. Okay, so, tool time. This is the Almar. I think it's called the Eagle Talon. Yeah, it's a fairly big knife. Most people don't need a 4-inch blade, but it is the lightest, probably one of the lightest 4-inch bladed knives, folding knives, that is made. And it's just, oh, it's a thing of beauty. Made in Japan, Aus-8. Anyway, you can still buy these new. I've had this for quite a long time, and I love it. It's so light to carry in the pocket. Anyway, let's get to this thing. Now, okay, what have we got? Syma 4-channel remote control. All right. Tape. Tell you, these boxes, when they come from China, they're awfully, they're awfully dinged up. There we go. Put that box back there. You know, these things are very reflective. Okay, so we have a user manual. It's 23. Got a controller. This seems to be attached. Alright, we've got some little metal twist ties. Oh. When one does not feel like messing with metal twist ties. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Might as well use this for these. Oh, wow. These plastic ties are not on very good. They just came right off. Let's try to be careful with these. I don't want to break the drone or anything. Okay. Oh wow, this piece of wire is actually physically down into the bloody, that's interesting. Okay, chop it off. hope this is not an antenna or something. They wouldn't do that, right? They wouldn't wrap it up with an antenna. God. Okay, accessories. I feel like I'm opening a TV dinner with this tray. Woo. Okay. Here's all the little bits and parts. All right. Oh, the drone. That's a cute little drone. Similar to size of the Tello. Boy, does it ever feel cheap though. And the I don't know, the front reflector. It actually reminds me a bit of the Star Trek Enterprise reflector dish from the original series. Kind of cheesy, but I like it. Okay, so the X23. Let's see if we can get this all framed in nice. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, what have we got for bits and pieces here? Let's take a quick look. Okay, spare props as you'd expect. USB charger. No prop removal tool, so one must assume, or one would hope, that it must be simple, right? Alright, there is a tool to open the back. And luckily, I have my multi-tool here. Let's hope the screwdriver is actually small enough to turn this, and it does appear to be. Tell you what, this Leatherman, we'll have to do a tool time on that. This thing is really, it's an entire toolbox in one device. I know I sound like I'm very enthusiastic about all the products that I review or unbox, but here's the thing. I don't bother filming the crappy products. I may down the road when I've got lots more stuff to film, but for now, I'm showing you all my favorite things and good things. With the exception of these drones, because I honestly have no opinion yet. They could be crap, I don't know. But I've heard good things about this Syma X23. I've seen good reviews. Whoops. That's the first time I've seen a wire pass through a battery compartment to fasten something on. That's interesting. All right. Anyway, that's it. That's all there is to it. So, well, that's an interesting looking charging device. Let's get some light down here. Look at that. It's like a, I don't know, it looks like a little hitch that you'd see on the back of a pickup truck or something. So, pop out. Ooh, there's the battery. Okay, so we'll pull the battery out of the back of the drone. And then, as I imagine, this thing just kind of, let's see if I can get this in frame. It just clips on. That's kind of neat. I have never seen an arrangement like that before for charging. I'll tell you, that's one of the things I find quite interesting about all these Chinese manufacturers. You know, here in North America, we basically, you know, we learn a set of best practices or a certain way of doing things, like tying a knot in a specific way or whatever, and it kind of promulgates or propagates out through the industry. But the Chinese, because it's such a big country, it's so vast, there are so many new ideas and just ways of doing things differently. That's, anyway, just something worth noting. All right, I'm going to go charge this up and then we'll fly. So here's the Cima Controller. Now, listen to this. Why is it rattling? Well, that's a good question, and the answer is because it's a toy and it's not engineered well. And what do I mean by that snarky comment? Well, if this was a DJI product that costs more, or a Parrot product that costs more, or even a consumer product for that, or excuse me, like a prosumer, like, you know, just something more expensive, then there would have been thought for this. So what we need to do is add some kind of a little gasket. Well, not a gasket per se, but just something that'll push on there so that when we slide this in, we won't get the rattle. This particular battery is springing up. So, I'm going to look for something non-metallic. Paper, obviously, is a good insulator. You know what I've got? I've got a piece of a... it's a corn chip bag. Well, that's actually perfect. Let's see if that works. Get that in there. Make some folds. Yeah, I worked in what they call product integrity for about 10 years of my career, where my job was to make sure that products didn't explode in people's faces and that, you know, that you didn't get zapped by harmful voltages. So essentially, I just made sure that they were safe. And part of that is just good engineering. So I'd work with the designers to make sure that anything they did build, you know, could withstand the rigors of typical use. Anyway, now there's a tiny bit of rattle in there, but that's just some stuff inside that there's nothing I can do about. But the battery, oh, that's solid. That's not going anywhere, so we'll put that, we will put that little screw that I can barely grab. I have big fat old man fingers, and I have a hard time with these little parts, I tell you. I bought this little robot. It was a tiny little robot from, oh god, I can't even remember the name of the movie. But anyway, it came out in these little series of slices of printed metal that were so thin, and you had to pull them apart and then put them together. Anyway, I gave up. It was just too bloody hard with my big fingers. Better for holding swords. Anyway, that's it. So, I guess this will be the maiden voyage of the Cima X23. Just figured I'd give it a shot. We'll turn it on. This thing's got a headlight and a lot of really bright LEDs, so apparently it's really fun to fly at night, which I can imagine. Here we go. Now, total lack of landing gear.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship.
Wow. Ooh, shit. It's floating. I don't know if the dog's all that excited by it. Tell you what though, it's really susceptible to the wind. It's just kind of floating there. Although it's funny, all these quads seem to do really well when they punch up. So like when you want to gain altitude, they know how to do that well. So must be some speed settings on here I'm not using. Yeah, did I read the manual? Of course not. What are you thinking? What kind of question is that to ask me? Did I read the manual? Oh shit. See, this is when, yep. Oh boy. At least the tree's right behind me. Come on, son of a gun. Oh yeah, got it. Now, you know what this reminds me of? It actually flies a lot like the Holy Stone HS200. Trying to see if there's other speeds. There probably is. What you doing, buddy? Tell you what, the roll rate is really nice. Yeah, I just got to go in and read the manual. There's got to be a speed key here somewhere. Gotta watch punching up because, oh shit, we're punching down. Oh boy.